So help me God.
So help me God.
That was how 7 News reported Jimmy Carter's inauguration on January 20th, 1977. 47 years later, the former president is being memorialized as the man from the tiny town of Plains, Georgia, who rose to become the 39th president of the United States. But one of his closest White House advisors reminds the presidency was just one chapter in a long life well lived.
A public servant par excellence, a naval submarine officer, chairman of his county school board, state senator, governor, president, poet, author of 30 books, painter, preacher, outdoorsman, world-class fly fisherman, humanitarian. He had a remarkably gifted and broad life.
Jimmy Carter ran as the ultimate Washington outsider, and he came to the capital city immediately breaking tradition with a fundamentalist Christian service at the Lincoln Memorial. His sister and Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. spoke. Then, at his swearing-in ceremony, the last held on the east front of the Capitol, featured a rendition of the Battle Hymn of the Republic sung by an Atlanta choir. And after taking the oath of office, he and his wife Rosalind shocked and delighted the city by getting out of the limo for the first time ever and walking the 1.5 miles to the White House. There, President Carter's successes were many and impressive. He created the Departments of Energy and Education, deregulated the airline, railroad, and truck industries, doubled the size of the national park system, and championed energy security and conservation, including holding the first Earth Day. But it was the so-called Camp David Accords that may be his lasting legacy. Carter brought the leaders of Egypt and Israel, former bitter enemies, to the presidential retreat in the Catoctans, and there laid the basis for a lasting Middle East peace.
The Camp David Accords and the Egyptian Peace Accords is the greatest personal act of the presidential diplomacy, I think, in American history. Peace between Egypt and Israel. He put human rights at the center of his foreign policy.
And the peace between Egypt and Israel continues today. But despite all his accomplishments, Jimmy Carter was decisively defeated by Ronald Reagan in 1980 and returned to his home in Plains, Georgia.